Iran Dating Guide advises how to pick up Persian girls and how to hook up with local women in Iran. Travel, enjoy and have fun with hot single girls, and you might even meet the love of your life. Iran, also known as Persia, is a country in Western Asia. With a population of over 82 million residents, Iran is rated as the 18th most inhabited country in the world. The political and cultural hub of the country is Tehran, that is also its capital. Iran is far more than what people believe to be, filled with fear of nuclear weapons and hatred. Over the years, Iran has become the ultimate travel destination for many tourists around the world. The heightened tourism is due to the warm and hospitable people, medieval history, distinct architecture, and stunning hills and islands. Iran is a country where people live a conservative lifestyle. Prior to visiting Iran, you must remember that the lives and attitudes of girls are very different from the girls in Western countries. The girls in Iran lead a very strict lifestyle, and most of them have roots from middle-class families. The families are very protective of their girls and keep a keen eye on their activities. They have strict cultural values, and the local people do not have a westernized mindset and follow their cultural norms. The girls in the cities of Iran do not get a lot of freedom to live the way they desire outside their homes. A vast majority of females in Iran tend to stay inside their houses and take part in house chores. Their daily lives revolve around looking after their households and being an active part of their family. Iran is a country where the Western mindset is not common, as compared to other Muslim countries. Women cannot practice independence due to strict legislation and authorities. Typically, if a woman wishes to practice an independent lifestyle, she moves out of the country. The rate of tourism in the country is more than 6 million visitors on a yearly basis. Tourists like to visit this country because of its artistic, historical elements and beauteous cityscape. Due to the high rate of tourism, there are good chances to meet girls in the country. The country is also starting to create more opportunities for its native women and promote the need for independence in society. You will get opportunities to get with a girl in Iran if you look in the right places. Iranian women are required to keep themselves covered from head to toe. In Iran, you will be able to distinguish a local woman easily when you visit the country, as they will be covered in a dark veil from head to toe, also known as burqa or shadari. You will seldom spot a free-spirited girl in Iran who wears Western clothing. According to their religion and culture, the females are not permitted to not engage in acts that affect their image within their family and society. It is not encouraged in their culture to be expressive or roam around family, so they have no choice but to stick with their lifestyles. They usually do not walk up to a man they are interested in and start speaking to them. In fact, it can easily be considered as a condescending and shameful act if a female is blunt or flirtatious. Nor can a man who has established interest in her walk up to her and start chatting, as this can stir some trouble for you if she is disinterested, or if her close ones surround her. The females do not consider creating or keeping casual relationships or sinful relations with a strange man. This includes physical contact. There are ways to approach a girl in the country, but you have to be secretive about it. In Iran, if you approach a local female directly, it is likely that she will not respond to you, or will be distant. Iran also attracts a lot of tourists yearly, and it is highly likely that you will come across a foreign tourist who will be willing to get laid. It will be easier for you to approach these ladies and get a more desirable outcome. However, you must remember that in Iran, the pair cannot live together without marital ties. A shortcut to this might be a temporary marriage if you really want to hook up with a female. In current times, women still face barriers when it comes to education, career, and other interests. There is still oppression to a large extent, and their families do not let them pursue their educations or establish their career, which is a primary cause of low self-esteem in many women. In actuality, Iranian females are very intellectual and skilled. They are excelling in many fields around the world, including fashion, entertainment, politics, and such. Their beauties are acknowledged and appreciated all around the world. Many households are extremely strict, and do not even permit their girls to leave the house without permission, or do anything according to their will that can cause distraught in them. However, the girls are now starting to step up and gain their much-anticipated freedom. They have started to become more liberal and take essential steps to pursue their educational and career goals that they once did not have the privilege to. You will hear many stereotypes about girls in Iran, but these are merely challenges set by the society that the girls are now working towards to eradicate. The first one is their lack of English-speaking skills. Many girls in the country are not provided with sufficient education due to their lack of freedom. Coming from a conservative background, these girls are made to follow the traditional way of living. Their families instill the belief in them that they do not need a qualified educational background or professional lives in order to be successful. To most conservative families, they believe their girls are meant to be groomed and married off at the right age. The right age is usually young, around 18 to 20, and the girls must be groomed enough to take care of the house and their husbands. In Iran, child marriages are also quite common. In most households, the men are the breadwinners and take care of their wives' financial and personal needs. Due to this, some girls have studied merely up to high school or college. Their first language is Farsi, and they do not converse in English at all. They also have a lack of internet facilities, which causes them to not gain much exposure to the language. Therefore, their English-speaking skills can be very deficient when you approach them. However, in the present, many girls in the country like to pursue their educational and professional interests. The girls hailing from strict families might not be very open to having a conversation. They will be very shy and will not entertain any flirtatious comments or anyone that displays romantic interest in them. The girls like to keep their bodies covered, and their standard way of dressing up is elongated dresses with headscarves. It all really depends on the type of girl you approach, as there is a mixture of each kind in this diversified country. The beauties are diversified, from European-looking girls to girls with Middle Eastern physical features. The women in Iran have beautiful looks and features. They have a distinct beauty that is different from girls in other parts of the world. You will find all kinds of gorgeous girls in Iran that differ in looks, e.g. some girls tend to have dark hair and eyes, while some will have blonde hair and light eyes. Iran also has some redhead beauties that will leave you stunned. The diversification of beauty comes from the fact that Iran is a multi-ethnic country. The girls are medium to tall in heights and have voluptuous figures. Many Iranian girls have won international beauty pageants due to their amazing looks and feminine physiques. In the country, you might not spot females revealing themselves in the public. You are more likely to see open-minded females indoor, where they will dress up in the attire they desire, while still maintaining their boundaries. How to pick up girls. In order to pick up females in Iran, you need to implement a different strategy than the ones you do in Western countries. Iran is a Muslim country, and quite conservative as well. It is very difficult for a tourist to pick up local females in Iran, as they tend to stay inside their households and do not speak much with strangers. To pick up females, online dating might be a good option. Iran also has many tourist females who might be interested in getting laid with a foreigner. Make sure when you approach a female in Iran, you do it discreetly and respectfully. There are low chances of picking up females in this country. This is because Iran is a highly conservative country, and picking up females can be a tricky process. In order to hook up with females, you need to have a distinct strategy, and it should be implemented as discreetly as possible. Best places to meet girls. To find females in Iran, you must target the local restaurants, tourists' attractions, and cafes. These type of spots generally have a good amount of traffic during the daytime, and you have much higher chance to get sex while visiting Iran. Tips for nighttime. During the nighttime, the females are not usually active. They are inside their households and do not go out much. In major cities like Tehran, there might be private parties and restaurants where you will be able to meet females. The chances of you hooking up with women in Iran during the nighttime are quite low. Women do not go out at night without a male family member accompanying them. This will make it practically impossible for you to approach a local girl. However, if you visit the tourist spots during the nighttime, there is a fair chance that you will meet foreigners who are liberal and are visiting the country for vacation. You should play your chance with them, which will, if nothing else, get you some good female company for your night out. That's all for today. Please don't forget to comment and do hit like, share and subscribe. It really helps a lot for YouTube algorithms.